May I recognize at this point Senator Alan Peter Cayetano to also deliver his own opening statement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Madam Chair, while they are fixing the projector, may I just greet you good morning and good morning to our guest. If I tend to be a little bit emotional today, I apologize because we lost our pastor, Pastor Doy Castillo, who was like a father to us. And I've been involved with the Duterte campaign and with Chief PNP Bato, and grabe po yung tama sa media na as if Wild Wild West tayo. 14,000 plus lang ang sweldo ng mga pulis. Hindi lahat may gamit. And then napapatayan din sila. Pero hindi pa tayo naglo-launch ng investigasyon kung paano sila pwede tulungan. Sila na iniimbestigahan natin. So my apologies if I tend to be a little bit emotional. Having said that, Madam Chair, I thank you for your assurances at the start of this hearing. Senator Joel yielded his 5 minutes to the opening statement so I can complete my presentation. Madam Chair...
Excuse me, Senator Alan?
Yes.
You said that Senator Joel...
Everyone has 5 minutes, so under the tradition of the Senate, usually
only
another
the senators
senator...
who wish to deliver
yes,
their opening
he wished to
statement.
give his statement and
so
he'll give it to me.
may I ask Senator Villanueva whether he did intend to deliver his own opening statement?
I wasn't supposed, but considering that there's a request from our good friend, we will yield the 5 minutes, Madam Chair.
With due respect to
Madam
Senator
Chair.
Alan Peter Cayetano,
Madam
I
Chair.
don't believe that, as mentioned,
Well,
just
Madam
a
Chair,
minute,
usually we
Senator
respect each other here.
Villanueva just said that he did not intend to deliver a statement.
I will just talk very fast, Madam
Thank
Chair,
you.
but usually, let me put on the record, we respect each other's opinion here, and it's not a matter of intent to give a opening statement. If
Thank you.
everyone is allowed to give a statement, you can yield your time, whether it's in the questions. You are new here, so I will understand that, but that has been the
Thank you.
tradition here in
Please
the
proceed.
Senate.
Thank you.
May my time just start now, please. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. I'm not talking about the Aquinos, Arroyos, or the Dutertes. When the drug lords rule, people mourn. But when the law enforcers, the righteous, are the one ruling, walang patayan, may katahimikan sa ating bansa. Next slide. It is being made to appear in the media, and with no help by some so-called human rights advocates. Next slide, please. That grabe ang patayan araw-araw. Please take note from 2010 to 2015 during the Aquino administration, an average of 35 ang patay araw-araw. Ngayon po, sa ilalim ni Presidente Duterte, 20 po. No, more than about a third are now, their lives are now being saved every day because of the efforts of the PNP. Next slide. The old norm was drug lords and their cohorts acted with impunity. People have low trust sa PNP, fiscals, judges, high-ranking government officials are involved in the illegal trade or protectors, and people hindi nakakadama na sila'y secure sa kanilang bahay, sa kanilang kalye, sa kanilang trabaho. Ngayon po, the respect and fear for the law has been restored. Drug lords and their supporters are on the run. People are beginning to feel safe, renewed trust on our law enforcers and government under President Duterte. Next slide. Are we using the term extrajudicial killings loosely to discredit the PNP and Duterte administration? Whether it is the Commission on Human Rights or our dear chairperson, I was hoping that they would educate the people more and the media para hindi sila ma-mislead na lahat ng patay ay extrajudicial killings. Bakit po? Ito po ang sinabi ng dalawang justice. Next slide. There is a need for a clear-cut killing of what the extrajudicial killing is. The name is a misnomer since every killing outside death penalty is extrajudicial. Dalawang justice po nagsabi niyan. So ano po ang ginawa ng Aquino administration? Gumawa po sila ng AO 35 Di ko na babasahin dahil 5 minutes lang oras ko. Next slide. Dito po ang importante. The victim was a member or affiliated of an organization to include political, environmental, agrarian, labor, or similar causes. An advocate of the above-named causes, a media practitioner, etc. Ibig sabihin po, labor leader ka, media ka, religious leader, pinatay ka dahil sa paniniwala mo. Next slide. That was very clear for the purpose of the focused mandate of AO 35 na ginawa ng Aquino administration. Ang common criminals at ang crime sa kanila hindi kasama sa extrajudicial killings. Next slide. Yan po ang pirma ng dating Secretary de Lima, Department of Justice, IAC Chair. So alam po nila yan. Lahat ng nagpapa-interview sa CHR at ating mahal na chairperson, alam po nila yan. Next slide. Sa araw-araw na patayan sa Aquino administration at 35, mahigit 1,400. 394 lang ang classify nila na extrajudicial killing. Pero sa umpisa pa lang ng hearing na to, kung ano nung numero na narinig natin eh. Did they clarify which one is extrajudicial and not? Which one are common criminals? Next slide. Kaya ano ho ba sabi ng isa nilang kakampi na Human Rights Watch? Unresolved or basically failure ang kanilang watch pagdating sa pagre-resolve ng extrajudicial killings. Eh ba't hindi yun ang munang imbestigahan natin bago sa extrajudicial killings ngayon? O okay lang dati, ngayon masama. Next slide. People now beginning to feel safe in the streets and trust our law enforcers. Beginning. Hindi ko po sinasabing safe lahat. Pero nag-uumpisa na. Next slide. Kung makikita nyo po yung crime volume, ayan po, hindi ko nababasahin isa-isa because of lack of time, pero makikita nyo, crimes against property, 11,000 to 6,000 in 1 month. Bakit po? Ang mga pusher at saka user, kailangan ng pera, walang trabaho yung marami dyan, nagnanakaw. But because nagsosurrender na yung mga user, nahuhuli ang pusher, pababa ang crime volume. Next. People support the anti-war drugs. Criminals don't. Ang mga kriminal at drug pusher gumagastos ngayon sa media, sa politika, sa politiko, sa kahit ano, para i-discredit ang administrasyon na to, para nga tumuloy ang kanilang multi-billion na negosyo. I'm not saying that everyone is being used. Marami pong honest advocates for human rights, honest advocates of how to do this better. But let us not fool ourselves. Marami din sa mga drug lords ang pumupondo dito. Next slide. Hindi rin totoo na lahat ng sektor ayaw. Basilan Bishop Martin Pumawad is pinning his hopes on the new president. Next slide. This is another one na nagsasabing maganda nangyayari at kahit hindi pa nakaupo ang bagong presidente, after he won, nagsimula ng mga pulis magsipag at tumapang. Next slide. Anti-drug operations, 215% increase in anti-drug operations. I agree with the chairperson. Hindi intensyon ng committee na to pahintuin yan. Ang problema, the way to hell is full of good intentions. It is not the intention, it is the effect. Ang mga pulis nanunood lahat. At kung lalabas na sila pa kontrabida ngayon, baka yung iba umatras. Kaya hindi mo mapigilan ang ating Pangulo na maging emosyonal sa kanyang 100% support. Next slide, anti-drug arrest. Next slide. The average Aquino haul for drugs, 412 million a month. So far, the average for Duterte, 2.3 billion in 48 days. Next slide. Next slide. They say we are drawing flack from various sectors. Next slide. Tignan niyo po to. The Philippine War sa ABS-CBN. Outrage over extrajudicial killings. Yung outrage, no? Anong pinapalabas? Na lahat na lang napatay, extrajudicial killings, na may outrage. Pero yung news, na sa sulok-sulok ng ating bansa, masaya ang mga tao, nasaan yon? Dito sa Inquirer, the kill list ang tawag nila. During the Aquino administration, mas marami ang patay. May kill list ba kayo? Pero ngayon, sa Duterte administration, gumawa pa kayo ng sarili niyong pangalan, the kill list. Paano po hindi sasama loob ng ating mga alagad ng batas, ng NBI, PDEA, Police, na nung panahon na walang ginagawa, dun sa araw-araw na patayan, ay okay lang. Ang tawag nyo, riding in tandem, ang tawag nyo, ganit, murder, homicide. Ngayon na may ginagawa sila at mas konti ang patay, kill list ang tawag. Lastly, Madam Chair, have we ever asked the PNP what they need? I was hoping, and I suggested this in our first hearing, sana bago tayo mag-hearing at akusahan sila, patawag muna natin. Ano kailangan nyo? Sweldo nyo, napakababa. Kailangan nyo ba ng equipment? Next slide. Alam niyo po ba, sa alalim ng batas, 201 dapat ang pulis natin. Kulang ng 40 mil na pulis. Next slide. Ang sweldo ng pulis, 4,834. Next slide. Ito po ang combat pay, 11 pesos a day. Sa pulis po, 933 a day. 10 piso, soft drinks lang yun eh. O, ni bottled water, hindi kayo makakabili. So, Madam Chair, I will stop there because of lack of time, but the point I'm making, can you go to the next slide first? Next.
Is this the last
Yes,
point?
this last slide.
Please
Yes,
wrap up.
Madam Chair.
Time
Next
is up.
slide. Next. Here, Madam Chair. Wala po akong problema, dahil ako'y isang human rights advocate din, kung indiscriminate o ang pulis ay may utos na wag niyong gawin ito. Pero titignan niyo po to, mismong PNP ang may memorandum na nagsabi na lahat ng unexplained, lahat ng vigilante, imbestigahan. And hindi ko na ipapakita dahil wala ng time, pero yung last slide ko po dito ay ang statement ng ating Pangulo at statement ni Chief PNP Ronald De La Rosa alias Bato, na nagsasabi, ayan po, ayoko ng extrajudicial killings. So thank you, Madam Chair, that you said we will be fair. But sana sa mga interviews at mga kapatid natin sa media, maging fair din. Kasi panay ang report nyo na ayaw ng Pangulo, na gusto ng Pangulo at ng PNP ng extrajudicial. Pero yan po ang sinasabi nila, yan ang official. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Cayetano. 2 punto lang po. We will ask the concerned resource speakers to educate us, to educate the public on these concepts, on these terms, extrajudicial killings, extra-legal killings, summary executions, vigilante killings. So at the proper time in the course of the proceedings, questions on that point can always be asked to these resource persons. Pangalawa po, kasama din talaga po sa ating inquiry ngayon na alamin, tanungin ang pamunuan ng PNP kung ano ang mga kailangan nila para mapalakas ang laban sa droga at para maiwasan yung mga paglabag sa batas at paglabag ng karapatang pantao.